This video is something special. It is 15 years of my experience into the 5 lessons in 15 minutes. So in the previous video, I talked about the 5 key lessons from my 15 years of personal marketing journey. Today, I will go deeper into each of this. More importantly, in only 15 minutes to recap all about my 15 years of marketing experience. So lesson number one, different destinations require the different pathways. There are different types of marketers as I mentioned previously. So at first you need to understand what path you want to choose because it will take you to the different destinations. How do you want to be known in the next 5 years or 10 years? Choose wisely. If you want to be like corporate professional marketer, you may require certificates or degrees in marketing and need to have experiences to join the big corporations. The key is you should choose the small companies and start to grow your careers together with your experience to the big companies. Secondly, like an educator marketer, if you want something like that, you need personal branding. You need to learn to build your knowledge and personal branding based on the recent survey. So the majority of the teenagers want to be like internet influencers as a profession. I think it's because they like the fame and the popularity so much. The truth is, not a lot of the social influencers become famous, in the short period of time. Based on the studies, you may need at least like 1,000 pieces of contents to be published consistently and took like average 5 years to take off. So if you have passion, time, and creativity, that might be your route. But this is not the only way to become a great marketer, right? If you become a very good reputation and valuable person as a professional marketer working for big enterprise brands, you're very valuable, right? People love you. Or even if you can build a great legit business around the marketing agency. But we all should share and help people to grow, right? That's the conflict most of the people have, right? Don't share, don't talk. There are a lot of people who know better than us. It's true though, but there's always a person who is like better than what we know, right? But it shouldn't be a reason that you stop sharing to the wall. But one thing, you share with the responsibility. What do I mean by that? It's the only thing that I practice and see results are the things I share. We shouldn't teach someone with only what we read or think. That's that's the second part, right? So the third part is building a real marketing business. I think now the landscape is shifting, right? And decentralizing. There are a lot of small agencies are coming up, but in the long run, it's hard to survive because they are more focusing on the temporary shining object syndrome, right? Instead of they don't focus on customers. They don't focus on building the real teams or the real products. They focus more on the short-term profit. But when things are getting tough, I see a lot of those agencies close down. So if you want to go build a real agency, I would recommend you to build a real one, right? With a real team and the real products, not just over the air things. I've been building the agency for 15 years, the not just over the air. So across Asia Pacific with the local team and the local company working for international brands. I can share a lot about it maybe in the next video. So lesson number two, learning alone is not enough, but not learning is guaranteed to fail. What do I mean? So, as a marketer, I would like to redefine the definition of success first, right? Success. Even if you put all in and go the extra mile, deliver the best creativity, and still you can fail. Success is not guaranteed. No one will guarantee, right? So, how do we increase the chance of winning and success? But you can, right? We can do it by upgrading ourselves. We upgrade our software like every right iOS, or we upgrade our software every 2 months and upgrade our gadgets like every 2 years. But when was the last time you learned something deep? Last like 5 years, 7 years, I don't know. But what I know is our impact can grow up to the level of our skill set. Whenever that you feel stuck, there's someone who has somehow already overcame. So all you need is find that story and learn. I used to be the guy, right? I think learning seems like expensive and time consuming and more importantly, not efficiently using it back after I learned, right? So that's why I don't learn much. But last 9 years ago, I had faced several challenges and problems that my knowledge and skill sets could not solve. Then I started thinking about learning. Learning doesn't have to be like go back to school and give your hours. The biggest hack of learning is reading books because you spend $10 to $20. That's it, $10 to $20 to hack the 20 years of experience of them. Where on earth you would get that kind of ROI? And I start realize that there are so many levels in deep learning that I can upgrade. So I join classes, hire a coach, and until now I keep leveling up myself because you own you. That is the best, safest investment you can ever make, right? Unless you don't trust yourself, I don't know. So I would really recommend to keep learning and applying, or else you are ready to fail in this marketing form. I can talk about detail, the strategy of how I learn everything faster, maybe in another video. But this video is all about my lesson. So lesson number 3, marketing requires more than just marketing. I just shared this one, the keynote to my alumni at the school at my university. Yes, this is true. You may be wondering, what do I mean by this, right? Marketing requires more than marketing. Basically, let me explain to you what marketing is not about first. Marketing is not about hype. It is not a hustle. It is not a click. And of course, marketing is not a cost. Marketing is the strategy to make the idea what talking about. How do we make it? It's simple, but it's not easy. The way to make your idea spread is you make an idea what spreading, right? How do we make the content engaging? You need to make the content that is engageable. So it involves more than just marketing, correct? If you understand the market is just a small part of the game theory, right? Just market. If you understand just only market is a small part of the game theory. It involves people, story, strategy. Do not overwhelm with the always changing technology and market. They have patterns. Technology is changing, but psychology remains the same. Sometimes people overcomplicate it on the new platform, the new product, the new tactics, the new data. But remember, we're talking to the same people, the same feeling with the same connections as a human being, right? So always start with the customer and reverse engineer to the campaign. That's how marketing requires more than marketing. You need insights, people, platform, psychology, story, and the strategy. So my marketing campaign formula is simple. Every client wants conversion, but people care about their conversation. And in between, we create a campaign, to connect and communicate the best. In short forms, I have a formula: results equal reach multiplied by relevancy. The most relevant story need to be seen and heard by millions of the people. Any variables from the right side of the equation cannot be zero, or else you will get the zero results. Lesson number 4. You may get only what you are looking for. It's very important to learn that, when we plan for a strategy or the campaign, we need to clarify and clearly define that. What are we looking for? We cannot optimize all at the same time. We may only get, what we are looking for. Most of the campaigns, pitches in my life, and I fail. I look back and it seems like it was not clear about what I was looking for. So how could they? Right? Are we optimizing for sales? Then we may need only direct response marketing. Is the brand ready for that? Do they spend enough budget and enough learning data and timeline? Or are we looking for the brand marketing results? Don't always look for the ROI of the ads. It is not sustainable, in life and in campaign. I have the same principle. I believe I will only get what I want. And I can want everything in my life, but not all at the same time. Tell me your focus and I will tell you the plan. Without this clarity, we will never get, what we want because we don't even know what we are looking for. Don't be that person, because I have wasted a lot of my time and energy in the projects. Simply, I didn't focus and prioritize. Lesson number 5. Small losses versus big wins. This is actually one of the biggest lessons that I paid the price the most. When you are in the game, you push consistently day in and day out for your company, brand, or even for yourself. You will see some wins and you feel good, right? And the next day, life hit you hard and you lose and you feel bad. But the business game that there are, we are playing like infinite game. There is no start, there is no end, right? So how do we measure that we win or we lost? By what time frame? Imagine, if there is no ending, there is no loss, and you still can make the big wins by losing some small battles. Based on my personal experience, I lost more pitches than anyone, but I still made hundreds of pitch like decks every year, and that's why I won in the long run. I can summarize half of my wins and losses in the percentage of the time frame, and I realize that sometimes I feel dope, right? So good, just keep closing the deal. They are all big deals, and sometimes I feel shit and have a lot of the problems and responsibilities and the losses that I can't even carry on. But I track that time, and there are only 10% that I feel good moments, and around 10% that I feel bad moments. So what about the rest 80% of the time? You see that? I should not stay there only for 10% of the good time, or I should not discourage and down for just 10% of my time. I need to make it work and control the majority 80% of the time to win in the long run. That's what I learned to see from world-class athletes and a kid. They both have very similar pattern. They have a very good energy management system to win the long-term games. I can talk about this, in another video if you're interested. That's it for today, and share with me what you learned and which part that you want to create, in my next content. I'll create about it. See you in the next video, and cheers.